the big jet boat ride, which ran out the last time. I've had some lunch and wander in the market, and now we'll head off back generally towards the Hobart direction. Okay, now we're on our way up to Mount Wellington, which is the highest peak overlooking Hobart, 1200 odd metres high. That would have to be one of the highest places I've ever been to. So in the one day I'll probably be to the most southerly and the most high place I've ever been. So there you go. And this is the scenic route from Huonville back up towards Mount Wellington. Lots of houses up here, and the view down when you get a look at it through the trees already is we're only part way up, but it's already pretty spectacular. Here's a chance here. You might have seen some of that. Little one-way bits to get around these corners. Okay. You might think this is a pretty spectacular view. And it is. However, you've still got a long way to go yet. Looks flat enough, doesn't it? Until you look down there and see the angle that the horizon is on. Can you see it? Going up, going up, going up. All the time up, all the time up. That last stop we did was at the 720 metre mark out of 1200 odd. So it's a long ways to go. Even now, probably we're past the 600. No, I mean we're probably past the 800 or 900 mark. And up the top, the actual tower I've seen glimpses of is in the clouds. So we're going to be up in the clouds shortly. Literally. All of a sudden we've just gone past about the 1100 metre mark and we're into the snow gum territory here. Turning back around and heading in the opposite direction as we've been for a while. I can see across there now there's the tower, and the clouds have moved away for the time being, which is good. We'll be able to get a clear view of all that down there. Now I had to take my hats off to this guy. He's pedalled all the way up. He's nearly there. What a hell of a ride that is. I'd have to pat him on the back when he gets there. Beware of falling ice, it says up there. There's some rain showers coming across there. Man, what a view this is. Unbelievable. Those, you can see there the clouds going by below us. Coming up there's some rain from the west. The Derwent River. Try and get some zoom in shots. That's the bridge we went over. way down there, low level clouds. Well, unlike most of them, I got right up on the very, very top. This is the highest point. The car park and the observatory station, etc. are all down lower. And I'm here where this little radar beacon is. I suppose I could go up to the top of that thing, but that'd be a bit hard. Look at the organ pipes over there. Very typical of Tasmanian mountains apparently. The tops of them worn away to form these cliffs and spires, etc. Way down there are the clouds. Straight down there is Hobart town. And that would be north, so home is that away somewhere. Catch you later. Commencing the downward run. It's 3 minutes past 3. We'll just see how long it takes to cruise down. It's going to take us probably about a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes I reckon, and just cruising at about 40 k's. And I'll try not to go over the edge, okay? About 2.5, 3 minutes in, and there's a gentleman walking all the way. Hope my brakes don't fail. I've got it in 2, let the engine do the work. Keep me from going too fast. And I have to touch the brakes every now and then. Well, this is the turn off back to town. Which is a very difficult turn, and it's now 17 past, so that much of it took not too much time. Of course we're still up pretty high, even though this is now suburbia really. We've still got a big view. So it'll probably be another 10 minutes by the time I get down to sea level. Well, back in the centre of Hobart now. It's 25 past 3, so that took over 22 minutes or less. So 15, yeah, 22 minutes. So that was pretty good little trip down. Now I'm going to head out to Moona to the shopping centre. 25 past 8 on the morning of Monday, however many days that is, 4 or 5, and we're heading out of Hobart on the freeway here, heading east, and today we'll be heading down towards Port Arthur, and we'll do Richmond as well, so that's ahead. The weather this morning is a bit cool, a bit overcast. There was some rain this morning, pattering away on the roof of the cabin for some time, and but apparently, according to the news, not nearly as much rain has been happening elsewhere in the country. Floods everywhere up in New South and Queensland, etc. So here we got a turn off to go to Richmond. I can go to Richmond now or later. What's it going to be? toss the coin. I'll go to Richmond now. So there you go, that's the way we decide to do things here in Tassie, right on the spur of the moment. So we're going to leave the freeway and go to Richmond and have a look at the old stone bridge. So we're already into Richmond. It's only 8:37, so just a short drive. And we'll have a look at this historic town of Richmond. I wonder if they call it the Tigers here too. Footy club. Very nice looking old stone houses, etc.
Draw it, pull it out. Who is it, Davey? Elizabeth Schofield from Austin's Ferry. Congratulations.
Here we go around this corner to Richmond Bridge. And behold, oldest bridge in Australia, built about 1825. We'll go down and have a look from the viewing area, but across we go. This duckie's watching me. Surrounded by duckies. Obviously a very big star contingent. You got to watch where you're stepping. There's goosey ones. So there it is, over 177 years old. Not too many other things made by white men in Australia that are that old. You think this is tourists, but it's not. It's people being dropped off. Kids being dropped off for school to start. There's a school just over behind us. Just interested in these plants on either side of the road. They look like some kind of flower that have been planted all the way along this road, and this would probably have been the route taken by the convicts, perhaps that were stationed somewhere down at Port Arthur when they used to come up and build the stone bridge at Richmond. I'm only surmising, and who knows, I might be way off beam, but it's interesting to see them because they look pretty old, whatever sorts of bushes they are, with little pink flowers on them. Coming into Sorell, which is at the head of the road that goes down the Peninsula towards Port Arthur. And across there we still see some of the waterways on the road from Hobart. towards this direction.
It's 9 o'clock, 14 degrees, heading for 18.
Yeah, now you know it's 9 o'clock.
Emotional appeal this morning from the son of missing Hobart taxi driver Kim Anthony Bester to help him find.
We have been Tassie, which well, there's a couple of things which I've noticed which are different. Firstly, the slow vehicle turnout. It's a little bit of the road like this where you get the extra lane for just a couple hundred metres, so that the slow vehicle can pull off and let the faster traffic overtake. Good idea, there should be more of them in Victoria. End of turnouts. Oh, there you go. Well, there's only 2 of them. And the other thing that I've noticed that's peculiar to Tassie is rivulets. There's a lot of little creeks which are called such and such rivulet. And that's something that you don't see in Victoria or anywhere else that I've been much. I'll try and spot one for you and give you a look. Down to the left here now, through that direction is the Tasman Sea, and that's Blackman Bay in there. Comes in off the Tasman Sea, so it's our first look at the Tasman Sea. And down here we'll be going across a very narrow neck of land just out of Denali, the first of 2. Then we'll be going to Eaglehawk Neck again, because all these areas down towards Port Arthur are almost islands, but just joined by very narrow little causeways. Okay, we're coming into Denali now. We should be able to see this causeway or neck of land shortly. Over there to the left I can see it. Bit of a harbour in there. PA 27 was the old milepost. Says Port Arthur 27 miles. Nice garden there, look at that. Very cottagey. And there's another one. Look at all the colours of the flowers. You can't quite get it in this video, I'm sure, but really bright colours. And this is a very pretty little place. Little jetty down there. Going across that narrow neck now. It's not all that narrow, but there was I just came across a bridge which can be lifted, but it joins. There's a canal which joins either side. The other side is just across those trees there. The other side. Nice big beach area. And all the way through on that side towards Hobart. A lot of shallow places to go fishing, I suppose. And they have brown bales here of silage wrap, and they have sheep here, and they have flowers. Guess what? We're at Pirates Bay Lookout, and this looks over Pirates Bay, would you believe? And it's a very sweeping, majestic view of the Tasman Sea to the left. Eaglehawk Neck is down there, and further on down I'll just get a shot of this here, because we can use stop action to be able to read this. It's a very interesting little blurb about the history of Tasmania's formation. Well, I was wrong about the convicts coming from Port Arthur to build the bridge at Richmond, because they didn't start Port Arthur till 1832, 9 years later. There's a little bit to read about it. And we're here at the Eaglehawk Neck historic site, which is where they established a guard post to keep the convicts on the peninsula in case they escaped from Port Arthur itself. Pirates Bay. And this bit here is Eaglehawk Neck. I think this was a man-made cobblestone area, but it isn't. It's the tessellated pavements made by geological things. I've been reading all about it here. It's very interesting stuff. And I'll go down there in a moment. It's amazing how these rocks form into these patterns. I'm down there now. You have to be very careful not to break my mother's back. Oh, sorry, Mum. Forms these loaves of rock which gradually get worn away down and carried away like those ones over there, and then it starts on a new layer and it wears them away again, carries them away. You can see the layering. These big ones up the back are a fair way from the water, so they only get worn away when there's big waves coming in and crashing against them. You can see there all the shellfish here, because this is a tidal area. What happens is that the salt water gets into the cracks and wears the cracks bigger and bigger and forms them into the lobes of rock, and they eventually get washed away, like this one's started to be. And then you get the next layer of cracks exposed, and then the process starts again, and then the next layer, and so on. Fascinating stuff. Going to cross back over now to cross over the Eaglehawk Neck. It's interesting to recall that back in the days of Port Arthur's usage as a penal settlement, this military base that was here, they were established to keep the convicts from crossing into the main part of Tasmania. And they had a line of dogs going across this little neck of land, tethered to little posts, and there's a model in the thing there which shows them with little kennels, and the line of dogs was to detect any convicts trying to cross over from the south down there across to the northern part. And nobody ever did, although there was a guy who tried to, dressed in a kangaroo skin, hopping across, and one of the guards said, "I think I'll have a shot at that boomer," and the guy said, "Don't shoot, it's only me, Billy Hunt." Uh-oh, I've gone past the turnoff I want to go back to and have a look at, and that's the blowhole a bit further on down, so I'll turn around and go back for that. Just going around one of these curves just now, my camera down here on the seat went off. It was pushed up against something I had it switched on and I hear this. So it's taken a picture of the inside of my lens cover. A beautiful stubby hole in there. Town. Yes, I kid you not. That's the name of this place. And it's at the top end of, or the bottom end I suppose, the southern end of Pirates Bay, and there's a cute little harbour just across the back here. Probably won't get a look at it now. No, we won't. And now we're coming to Tasman Arch and Devil's Kitchen. The blowhole straight ahead, so I'll go there first.
Oh, someone's socks. Samuel!
You won't go.
A lot happening because of the waves not being huge today. The sounds are amazing though.
God, aye, mate. That's what they said to us in...
We had somebody in Los Angeles up at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Said, "Are you Australians here?" And she said, "Could you say good day, mate?"
She said, "Would you do me a favour?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." She said, "Would you say good day, mate?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, we don't ever say
don't
good
ever
day,
say that.
mate, in Australia as a rule." But anyway, she, oh, you made me
So
day.
it's good day, Des.
That's right. And
Yeah. No.
from the blowhole it's Pirates Bay in
Tasmania.
Yeah.
On our way down to Port Arthur.
Yeah. We'll
Anyhow,
probably
all
run
the
into
best.
it.
It's nice to meet up with your son.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Enjoy
see
your
ya.
day and your holiday. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Cheerio.
Mans as well. You better say good day as well.
Hello Jean and Des. Your son seems to be behaving himself all right. We'll keep an eye on him later in the day. Bye.
Thanks. And this is Tasman's Arch, which is like a giant oversized blowhole. But it doesn't actually blow because it's too big. A long way down to the water. I'm now standing on top of that archway, looking back towards the codes and the mans. And I hope that if I jump up and down on here, it doesn't collapse or in the water. The reflection of the cloud on the water. Right there. There's a ship is there in the distance.
That's the entrance to the blowhole in here, is it?
This is the end of the blowhole where the rocks go diagonally, I mean not diagonally, but right angles to the other rocks, forming this big chasm. The Devil's Kitchen.
So who's moving? Ah, ich habe schon. Ich habe schon vor das Ding. Guck mal da. Kann ich jetzt mal nachsehen. Das mal reingeht. Da von der anderen Seite. Ja. Kann ich halt die Natur. Die Natur hat Zeit.
Dann fotografieren.
Und 20 Millionen. 20 Millionen Jahre, 120 Meter war das Wasser. Ja,
Und Tasmanien gehört ja mal.
3 miles or so to go to Port Arthur. So this is the entrances into Port Arthur. Come down a bit of a slope and we see the sea again. It should be just up ahead, not far now. There's a little bay there. We're right down at sea level again. Oakwood. Must be a little suburb of Port Arthur. Interesting to see what sort of town there is attached to it, or whether it's just all touristy. Port Arthur. Town, and the historic site is down a road somewhere. Turn left here, I'd say. Lots of coaches and buses and people and yeah. Car parks arranged on levels. I'm going to this way.
Thursday's looking good as well, 19. Right now.
Welcome to Port Arthur. My name's Colin, and essentially the idea of these tours is like an overview of the history of the place. I'll be telling you much more about what type of people were here, who they were, what they were up to, what the system of Port Arthur was about, the people involved in that, and I will the buildings and so on. And there's so much information in and around Port Arthur. You've got these little booklets here with a map in them, additional information. You've got the gallery underneath the visitor centre there that can tell you about convicts and transportation and so on. And a lot of the places around here can speak for themselves, but of course the people who were here have a bit of difficulty doing that these days. So I'll just tell you about the system and some of those. And at the end of the tour, folks, we'll be up towards the museum over in that area. It's a good place to start and then go out and about, take advantage of the nice sunny day here and have a good look around. And then you might want to look at every book and read every word of information around the site. You might want to sit up amongst the garden for a couple of hours and doze off or something. You've got choices at Port Arthur these days. There's
the accountant's house, the magistrate's and surgeon's house, and the final overseer's cottage. In the 1830s and 1840s, Port Arthur became a centre for trade and industry, as well as for punishment. By 1846, there were 47 civilian staff, some of whom had their wives and children within the kingdom. Other public servants were appointed to supervise religion, education, medicine, and stores. The position of storekeeper offered a powerful temptation and ready access to rum. At least 2 storekeepers were dismissed for drunkenness. Most of the other positions like clerks, the schoolmaster, and the dispensary hospital were filled by convicts. A chief constable who was responsible for the command oversaw a staff of around 60 police constables, some of whom were ex-convicts. Together with the soldiers, the constables shared the responsibility for guard and escort duty and chasing runaways. In these buildings, Port Arthur's clergy lived and worked. Because the church, the chaplain's house and the parsonage were built on it, they looked down literally as well as figuratively on the convicts. Initially, there was only an Anglican clergyman on site.
This is what used to be the solitary confinement area.
Controller General of Convicts, 29th of March 1844. While I give Mr. White every credit for the numerical increase in the school, still, faithfulness compels me to state that the present system...
29th of March 1844. Mr. White certainly deserves much credit for his zeal and interest in these duties, and the Commandant cannot help feeling that his removal would be a great loss to this part of the establishment.
As to the library, I beg to say that the greater majority of the works are better adapted for a Methodist preacher's library than for the instruction of Richmond.
Notice how all the steps are so worn from so many feet over so many years. There's our Colin with another group. The man with the beret. Wonder how many times he's gone through that spiel. It's the old church. Just a shell now. Must have been pretty imposing in its day. Wonder what sort of window was in that big aperture there. You can climb up the bell tower. Walking down this avenue of flowers called the Government Gardens. It's really beautiful scented flowers. You can just smell the scent. The air's cool and the sun is bright. It's a great feeling about this place. Leaving Port Arthur now and heading north towards Swansea, and it was quite an amazing experience being at Port Arthur. Difficult to convey the feeling of the place. It's definitely got a vibe. People either don't talk or they talk quietly or not much at all, and it's just that the presence of the place and you know, the echoes of the non-peace of the past. You know, although it's peaceful enough and serene and beautiful, there's that feeling of leftover lack of peace. If you can follow that. Well, here's a situation. Look at this. Stopped by a steamroller. Oh, we're going to go around the double lines and all. Sorry, I'm going to get dobbed in now. Out here in the Tasmanian bush, there's all sorts of strange things. There's a traffic light. Must be for Tasmanian devil crossing. Oh, no, it's actually roadworks. Oh well, there you go. Now, what memory